How you doing, good people? This is the 8-Bit Animal, and today is Christmas Eve. So, with that bit of information in mind, I would actually be remiss if I didn't talk about today's game. Unfortunately, it's a wisdom tree game, but it's better than the tripe that THQ gave us that I talked about the last 2 days. Barely. This game is from 1991, and if I remember correctly, timing wise, it's the second game published by Wisdom Tree. Today, we're going to take a quick look at King of Kings, the early years. Alright, so in King of Kings, the early years, you're given 3 different games to play through, actually. The Wise Men, where you played as the Wise Men individually, collecting gold, frankincense, and myrrh, or in the order that the game gives it to you, frankincense, myrrh, and finally gold, on your way to baby Jesus. The thing that kind of grabs me about this game versus the other 2, though, is that this is the only one where you can actually defend yourself. The Wise Men are on camelback, and the camels, in an effort to fight off the assorted wildlife that you encounter on this journey, you can spit. Whether it's just regular vomits, just camel spit, or it's the assorted fruits that you encounter at the beginning of levels, where you get like one shot with that piece of fruit, like a special weapon. Yeah, you can defend yourself. You collect these, you collect whatever item you're collecting in that level, and then you run across these scrolls, and the scrolls, you can answer questions from the scrolls to get you bonus health. Now, in the second game, Flight to Egypt, you play as Jesus, Mary, and Joseph on a donkey, trying to make your way to Egypt to escape King Herod and his rampage to get all of the babies born around this time out of there. And it's honestly, because you don't really have a means to defend yourself and you just running, it kind of reminds me of some of those super difficult platformers that got to be really, really popular somewhere in the 2000s, like Super Meat Boy and stuff like that. But don't get it twisted. It's simply the concept that you can't fight back that makes those games and this one have something in common, because this ain't it. It's functionally playable, but this game ain't great at all. And then finally you got what was the game? Jesus in the Temple, where you play as Mary or Joseph, who have discovered that your child is lost in the temple. You have to make your way back to the temple to retrieve him. And it's just, like I said, these games aren't great, but they get the job done, I guess, in terms of them being serviceable and them actually being playable versus some other stuff that we've talked about earlier this year. Also, the music in these games is annoying because it's one tune and it loops. For the Wise Men, it's a constant loop of We Three Kings. In the second game, Flight to Egypt, it's Go Tell It on a Mountain. And in the third game, Flight to I'm sorry, Jesus in the Temple, it's What Child Is This? Which is also known as Greensleeves. And that's annoying in and of itself. That can, like, if you gonna make somebody play this, just put it on mute. Hopefully they won't have to tolerate this for too long. But yeah, these games are also, Wisdom Tree was real smart with the little message they put on the screen when you beat each game individually. Something along the lines of, you're victorious, but if you want to live a victorious life, you need to give your life to Jesus. See more details in the back of the manual. And it's like, bro, these are little kids, and y'all really use this as church propaganda. But I guess, you know, if you're a parent who bought this for your kids, you know what it's about to be. But yeah, if you decide you want a copy of King of Kings, $15 to $25. Honestly, it doesn't really matter which one you get, because, you know, label variants or whatever, the label variants don't really differentiate the actual game. You're gonna get the same thing regardless of the label art. So if you really want a copy of this, go get a copy. I mean, it's Christmas Eve, man. They tell us not to talk bad about folks singing gospel music. You might not be able to talk bad about people playing these weird Christian video games either. You know? I'm gonna talk bad about you because you paid money for a bad video game. But that's just me. But anyway, Merry Christmas. This has been the 8-Bit Animal. And I'll catch you beautiful people tomorrow. Tomorrow. I don't care what that boy said. It's a Christmas movie. Yippee-ki-yay.